Okay, are we good now? Yeah, we're good now. All right, well, okay, I'm like, what the freak just happened there? That's crazy. First of all, how you gonna say how you gonna talk shit on mute? I wasn't even talking shit. Just a little bit of shit. Okay. Well, let's go back. Hey Elle, how are you doing? I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. It's me, Kim, and I'm back for another video. This is going to be a pretty streamlined follow up to last week's discussion on Chlöe. I do plan on playing a couple of copyrighted or one copyrighted track, but I'm going to try to get around it. If the YouTube people catch me, then this is getting snatched down and going up behind the paywall. That's just it is what it is. So, if you see it now and you don't see it later, that is what happened. I have a lot to say, some good, some bad. The first thing that I want to catch up on with regarding the Chloe situation is something I completely forgot about last week. I completely forgot last week to talk about how much I loved the collaboration that Chloe did with Ari Lennox on Ari Lennox's ASL. Now, I thought about doing a review of ASL. My, TLDR review of ASL is solid. Great vocals from Ari. Ari is an incredible songwriter. And I think what makes her songwriting so incredible is that it is so unique to her. It is so specific, and I respect the shit out of that. Um, 7.5. Yeah, 7.5, 7.6, we'll say, that ASL record. Maybe a little bit too much repetition with the sounds, but so good. Okay. One of the last tracks on that album is a song called "Leak It," which is a duet slash collaboration with Chloe. I love it. And then, I'm a credits whore, so I went through the credits and saw that Chloe is the first listed songwriter. And it's like, this girl is great. She is such a good writer and such a good producer. And I wanted to, in order to make this point, play her part of it, but obviously, because of how things work, I can't like really play it. So I'm gonna kind of play it in the background and maybe y'all can kind of hear it. Turn up your you know what I mean? Like turn up your AirPods, turn up your MacBooks, okay? We'll see if this works. Oh, let's start over. I love that. We'll see if YouTube gets me for playing it like that. I loved that. It plays right into the unique part of Chloe's voice. The moaning sexual stuff does not come up as cringy. And I'm like, why is that not cringe to me? But some of the other stuff is. And it just feels so natural and sensual. And she feels so comfortable. And it's like, that's your zhuzh. Now, Chloe wants to be a pop star, and you don't really get to be a pop star by like making records like that, kind of. But we're actually going to put like a little asterisk by that because we're actually going to talk later about the Black pop star transition and usually how Black pop stars go from like Black audience to mainstream pop audience, and like there's a very specific way, and Chloe's trying to do it a different way, and I'm not sure if it's working for her. So I just had to put that out there. It was so great. I saw somebody in the chat say, "Oh, this Ari's songwriting is worldly. The writing reminds me of Jill Scott's writing." Ooh, that's interesting. That is an interesting comparison, but yeah. Yeah, I get where you're going there. I get where you're going. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. But anyways, you know what I can do? I will actually put the link to the snippet that I made. I'm going to put it in the chat so y'all can listen to it yourselves. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so I put the link of the little snippet I shared in the chat so that y'all can just listen to it yourselves, or you can just listen to Ari Lennox and Chloe leak it. Okay. But I just thought, wow, she was really in her bag right there. It was vulgar, it was explicit, but it was fun, it was good. She just was really in her bag there. All right. Now we have to move on to one of the bigger stories regarding Chloe over the past, I don't know, week or so, and that is the album sales thing. Whew. So, according to SoundScan, which I mean, it's not really even a thing. It's whatever. The album sold 10,000 units, which is just. Hi, I have your order. How do I find you? What order? What order are you talking about? Did I order something? Wait, I have to be like, what the heck? Did I order something? Hey, Malcolm. Sorry, guys. Will you? I don't know. Somebody just texted me about like an order or something, and I don't know what that is. Will you text them and like ask them what order they have? Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, so the official sales numbers are 10,000 units, which is, frankly, abysmal. But like, why do we think that is? Okay, so my hypothesis for why I think that is there is no super served rabid fan base with Chloe. I have been really heartened by seeing all of the videos come out from her tour stops. And again, I said the tour idea was a great idea. So good. And looks like she's killing it. She's like so good. But there is not a big enough enthusiastic base to really produce results. And that is what we're seeing, not with regard to like streams and or hits. It probably wasn't a great idea to like alienate the people who maybe thought they were her base or were really going hard for her on social media with the Chris Brown stuff and the Future stuff. Um but like maybe next time we'll make some, shifts. Um, Also, if you don't have a super served rabid fan base to get album sales, you need hits. There's no hits on this album. Not to my ears. Well, body do, but I don't know if we're really gonna get. So, that's that on that. We saw a similar kind of conversation happen with Sweetie. When Sweetie, who is huge on social media, has such a presence, we all agree, beautiful girl, so fun and funny and charismatic. Do you want to listen to that music? No. Now, I'm picking a Chloe album over a Sweetie album any day of the week. But still, yeah. The Chris Brown collab turned a lot of her fan base away. Yeah. Off topic, but where? Where is my sweatshirt from? This is merch. I'm so glad you asked. This is merch. I've just brought this merch back. My favorite sweatshirt. I'll put it in the chat. Okay, we just did that. The Are Y'all Okay? I literally, like, truly wear this. Love it so much. I really wasn't even wearing it so that you would ask, but thanks for asking. You bump Sweetie more? I don't know about that. Okay. And I am considering going to her show in Dallas. uh, yeah, it's like Chloe and Halle's music was just getting good. Okay, so anyways, that's that. So I'm just going through some of y'all. I wonder how would turn things out if the Mercy Have Mercy was a song on the album and not a single. Sweetie's music is better than Chloe's? I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know. I think y'all are pushing it, but all right. Okay. I also saw the conversation this week about Beyonce not promoting the album. There's a couple of things happening here. One, we all know Beyonce is an incredibly busy mother of three who is currently rehearsing for the world tour in Europe. I literally just saw some video or pictures of her last night where Jay-Z was performing for Louis Vuitton and she and Blue were, up like on the balcony there. So Beyonce's busy. That's my first instinct. But then my other instinct was, there's not a lot of artists signed to Parkwood. Like, isn't it just Chloe and Halle? And it kind of seems like if one of your artists, one of like your two artists, releases their first solo album, you could just have one of your many assistants, put some up real quick, a quick IG story. So I'm of two minds. Maybe we can read something into that. Maybe we couldn't. I'm going to be honest. If it were me, would I want to promote that album? Probably not, because I don't think it's good. And are we actually, could what we are seeing with the silence be Beyonce like being like, I don't endorse this? Maybe. Could be. I don't know. But do I think that that is the reason why it didn't move more units? No. Like, no. I think like the symbolism of it maybe might be something, but like the actual effectiveness of Beyonce being like, congratulations, Chloe, everybody go out and stream in pieces, like, no. Now, I will say, but maybe this is because I'm a touchy-feely sensitive Pisces, it would hurt my feelings. It would. Something is getting delivered, and I don't know what is being dropped off. Who is this? Okay. What did I order? Okay, that's that. Watch Beyonce promote. Well, that's the thing. And we have seen Beyonce promote other stuff, stuff from her sister. Um, so I don't know. If her shows are sold out, why isn't her album sales reflecting those numbers too? I have no skin in the game, but curious to know what is happening with the industry. I think that a lot of this is like reflecting how everything is so niched down. I will say, I have not listened to that album since I talked about it a week ago, but I am considering buying a ticket to go see her in concert because I do think it's gonna be something. So I think that that is actually a good thing for artists that you don't have to really move records in order to fill up a house of blues. It's good for their bottom line. Now, is that what you want if you desire to be a global superstar? No. But as I said, she's, getting, putting in the work, getting her 10,000 hours in. I think that this is going to be good for her. Oh, yeah. I think Beyonce wants Chloe to figure this out on her own. Hmm. I low key think she let it leak that Beyonce helped so that people know it was Beyonce who shaped it, and she obviously couldn't go against her. The first time she was gonna drop it, they delayed her. That's interesting. I think it's useful to reiterate that the Beyonce connection is still there. Yeah. Nobody did that for Beyonce. She had to earn it, and so does Chloe. Yeah, but what's the point of becoming a mentor or signing people to your label if you're not going to take on that role, the cheerleader role? Anyways, I don't want to read too much into it. We don't know. The lady is busy. The lady is busy. Look, the Renaissance tour is around the freaking corner, which is crazy. Crazy. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. To Chloe cussing us all the fuck out.
I don't have another song to sing. I just wanted to say hi again because I couldn't let go of this feeling. Make sure you all are supporting the motherfucking album. Fuck what the fuck everybody gotta fucking say, and they can kiss my black ass. Because I know you guys love me, and this is all I need. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your energy. Oh, I get a fan? No, I love the fans. This is cute. Thank you, boo. Okay, guys. I love you. Thank you again. Bye, guys. I love you. God bless. You all don't know how much you mean to me. Okay, I'm out. I'm out. Goodbye.
Okay, so that was at the end of her first tour stop in Chicago saying, I love y'all, fuck the haters. And I saw mixed reactions, and a lot of people were like, yes, you go girl. And a lot of people were like, oh, you need to take the criticism and like be humble. And I frankly am of the opinion that that kind of fire like is a good thing. For a young artist, you can either let the barrage of criticism break you and make you not want to do this anymore, or you can let all of this stuff put the freaking fire in your belly to like tour the fuck out of this tour, go back, make the album you want to make a better album, be so good that they can't deny you. And I hope that Chloe is the kind of artist where it's going to be like, I have something to prove now. A chip on your shoulder is not always a bad thing. I think we've seen a lot of artists make great work that basically was like, fuck you. Like, she's young, she has talent, she has the drive. Like, yes, use that for sure. For sure. And so I was just like, yeah, I like it. And I hope that what we'll see from Chloe is her really taking a page out of the Beyonce book. Now, Beyonce don't be talking back like that. She doesn't. But a different era. But one of the brilliant things about Beyonce is how she is always iterating. She is always refining. You know she's listening because she speaks back via the creative output. And so with every project, even if again I say I don't love all of the creative output, but from every project, from Dangerously in Love to B-Day to I Am Sasha Fierce to, on and on, all the way up to Renaissance, we see refinement, polish, exploration, innovation, right? We see it because she's so intentional. I hope that that is, I don't think it's useful to call Chloe baby Beyonce. Like, I feel like that is way too much pressure. But like, if we can take that part of the way that Beyonce works, you're good money. Okay. There's more stuff from that concert that I was like, okay, we're really working with something.
Of all of the fighting, yeah. Just go over and do the lying in me. I hate that it is like this. I deserve better, but I want the feeling I know. Can't know better. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. I want you now. We're so scared of this. Don't slow it down. Baby, go hold it. And I put it down right. Make a nigga wanna change your life. And I put it down heavy every time. Lie to me, baby. You know I'm lying too, baby. Yeah, make you go crazy. That body do, that body do. Make you love me, make you want me. I'ma give you something to touch tonight. Now follow my intuition, what you wish on. See, I'ma keep you up all night for a long time. Oh, break me off, show me what you got, 'cause I don't want no one minute man. Break me off, show me what you got, 'cause I don't want no one minute man. Break me off, show me what you got, 'cause I don't want no one minute man. Show me what you got, 'cause I don't want no one minute man. Be back, in that outfit you like. Baby, then, baby, you know how to act. If I'm pulling to you on your, that's what I wanna do. I was never good enough for you. You say you don't believe monogamy. The games you play monopoly. Not too much for trying me. The dick was good at potting me. You could fuck another girl, she could never be a half of me. See my ass, I taught her out. You ain't better make me shout. I'ma call your homie. Pour her, baby, pour her. Call him for her. I'ma drink you out my system, never lonely. I'm a cheater.
Okay. I love Body Do. I've said it over and over again. I do not like that choreography. That choreography does not do a lot for me. I don't think that it plays to Chloe's strengths as a performer. That's another part of having the good team. That's another part. I will tell you that last week was the 2nd anniversary of Aaliyah's We Need a Resolution, the debut of that single and the video. And I went back and because I like remember as a kid being obsessed with that video because she just looked so freaking good, and it was looks and it was songs and it was choreography and it was Timbaland beat. It was just so great, everything about that. And I was just reminded because I was the kid like doing the boom cack right alone in my room when I was 12, watching 106 in Park. The collaboration between Fatima Robinson, the iconic choreographer, and Aaliyah is one piece of the puzzle that set Aaliyah up to be still to this day iconic, right? That's a great match. Chloe does not have the collaborators that she needs to be set up. I said this again, but I don't just mean management. I don't just mean producers. I mean, who's doing the styling? I mean, who's doing the choreography? Like, we just need to get that ironed out. Okay. Um, the 1 Minute Man, like that interpretation. Oh, I loved that. See, the thing is, I love Chloe performing good songs. We have the example of 1 Minute Man. We have the example of Freak Like Me, the Adina Howard, cover. So she got it if the songs are good. I don't want to see you perform I don't want to see you perform How Does It Feel? I don't. I don't. I don't like it. Okay. But there's a lot there. Something went off on the cheap back performance. Maybe she couldn't hear herself, but we know she can sing. That doesn't matter. Now, here is what I saw yesterday that made me say, oh, 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 she got it. I think I don't have any notes. No notes. Seriously. That's truly the first time I've seen Chloe and thought, no notes. So, Treat Me, it looks like it's going to be her signature single. I like that. Okay, Millie. Chloe comes off as your homegirl from high school that made it but doesn't have that it factor. I was feeling that way until I saw that yesterday. I know where you're coming from, but that little snippet, I said, oh, well, maybe we just need more practice. We need a better team and more practice. Okay, what else we got here? Treat Me is a bop. Yep. Still a hit. They are lit. Why does every female have to wear no, okay. I like the Treat Me choreography. Yeah. Yeah, it's better for sure. So that really made me think, yes. Okay, let's move on to the concerns. Now, as much as I enjoyed Chloe telling us all to fuck off, and I think that that is good energy for young artists to have, I do think that we should look. I think that there's something happening in like the current Stan era where because everybody has a platform to engage in criticism, that actual like critique that might be substantive and potentially constructive gets lumped in with the pile-on, and I don't fuck with that at all. I do think that people need to refrain from like adding people with like, I don't know, this is fucking stupid. Like, ew, I do not endorse that. But when people who are consumers or people who have my job, cultural critics or, whatever, when they are saying this is what's not clicking, that's not hate. And it's not hate because if I were on the other side, which is where I often am, by being so exuberant about something or so enthusiastic or gushing, people like that, right? Like they like it, it's welcome, it's actually very helpful to young artists, but you can't have it both ways. You can't have it that the, effusive praise and positive comments and like, yes, this is it, this is the one, you take that and you love it and you soak it all up. And then if people say the opposite, then it's like, oh, nasty hating. No. Okay. You get both sides of the coin. I do think that there is a certain kind of mental toughness that is required to be a wannabe superstar. And I liked that fire from Chlöe because it demonstrates that toughness. Nobody is making you want to pursue this track, right? You could be a small little indie artist. That's the path that a lot of people choose, wittingly or unwittingly. Or you could, drop off and like hide or whatever. People choose that path too. I was also, when I composed, put together my big compilation of my favorite debut albums. We'll get to it later. I was thinking about how many of the people who made some of their work, teens, early 20s, how so many of them were just like, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore." you know? I was thinking in particular of like a Fiona Apple who did not say, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore," but she was so intentional after Tidal blew the fuck up. She was like, "Oh, I don't want to be a superstar. Like, I hate this world." She literally said when she was a teenager, "This world is bullshit," and like just tries to like live a normal life. After Outkast had their huge global superstar moment, and everybody was like, "Andre, where's the album? Where's the album? Where's the album?" Andre 3000 was like, "Oh, I don't want to do that. No, this is not the life I wanted. No, I'm doing something else." Um, D'Angelo, right? After he had his big breakout, voodoo moment, was like, nope. So we see these people who are incredible talents say, "Oh, actually, this is not the lifestyle that I want." And like that's an option. But I do think that if you're opting in to the superstar track, like there's an expectation that people are gonna have things to say. I definitely think that the way that young artists have to navigate criticism in 2023 probably takes a larger mental toll because it's so loud. It's so amplified. People are living their lives on social media, and so you can't really get away from it. I am empathetic to that for sure, like as a person who gets, a fair amount of shit. But yeah, like I don't know. There's something about the way that people talk about it sometimes that I'm like, people think you can be a teacher. I mean, I say this to myself, like, nobody makes me get on the internet and make these videos. So people wanna call me, like, a raggedy bitch, like, okay, you know? Like, I could go back to grad school, but I don't wanna do that. Mm, okay. Summer went on tour, but I think she can't yeah, Summer is not fucking with it. Is Chloe a superstar? I think I said wannabe superstar. I think Chloe has said herself that she desires to be on the superstar track. And wannabe superstars and people on the superstar track get superstar scrutiny for sure. Um, what else? Even Michael Jackson, his goals changed. Okay. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, I have Lauren Hill. Yeah, Lauren Hill was another one that literally was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this unplugged album and I'm not gonna do this again." Now, Lauren, Fiona, Andre 3000, D'Angelo all did that after making spectacular records, like, but okay. I wanted to talk next about the pop music thing. I am a black pop girl. I love black women making pop music. I literally am so excited to go see both the Beyonce and Janet Jackson on tour. Like, I can't fucking wait. But I remember a minute ago hearing a cultural critic that I love say that there is a typical route that black artists have to take in order to cross over to the mainstream. And I was reflecting on that this week and thinking, what do I think is missing here with regard to the album sales and just the general conversation around Chloe? And I think it's because what usually happens with black quote unquote crossover artists is they go so deep with the black fan base. You know, we're thinking Michael Jackson recording Off the Wall, a very Negro record. We're thinking Beyonce recording Dangerously in Love, a very, Negro record. Usher, like his transitional albums, My Way, 8701, like those are Negro records. It is, super serve black folks because black people are so loyal and so passionate about the people who fuck with them. And then you say, I love y'all, and I'm also going to incorporate some of this other stuff into it. And so I hate the I Am Sasha Fierce record. Hate it. Oh, I just think it is the most banal, soulless pop music. But I understand that I Am Sasha Fierce is a bridge for Beyonce to like get to the other side, right? After we've had Dangerously in Love, after we've had B Day, we're trying to like shimmy on over to a new audience, right? New eyeballs, more visibility. But that's after black folks know you really fucking with them. That's after a Luther Vandross duet, you know? I don't, Chloe clearly does not have that kind of connection. Now, the question is it possible in 2023 for artists to do that thing, to use that model? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But like, I think that's something that's, missing here. Let's look. And Single Ladies did just that. Very consumable. Yes. So here for Chloe living her best life and expressing herself however she wants. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Beyonce absolutely has a worst album. Oh, y'all know I shake the table every time I say that most of Beyonce's albums are mid. I know y'all are still waiting for the Renaissance review, right? But Renaissance is an exceptional body of work. Most of those albums don't be hitting like that. They're not carried by the music. But whatever. I'm controversial. I can't help it. I just have hot takes. Anyways, let's move on. I can't help it. I can't help it. But Beyonce does know how to get to a hit. All right. So yeah, I was thinking about that. I don't exactly know if that's where she's gonna go, but it's totally fine for black artists to want to do pop music. I love black artists doing pop music, but if you're going to do pop, it has to be the best fucking pop. And that is unfortunately the burden placed on the shoulders of black artists. Rihanna was able to do it because, as I say all the time, she has the best ear in pop music. Beyonce was able to do it because she has a very good ear, top tier musicality. She's the most talented performer of her generation. And so that pushed her over the edge. But you gotta be superlative somewhere in order to do it. If I am going to compare, I think that Chloe and Sierra at the moment have similar issues, and those are taste issues. right? Those songs that Sierra be trying to put out, it's like, did you let somebody else listen to this? You know? You'd be like, wait a second, you chose this song? I feel the same way about Chlöe, except for Sierra's been doing this way longer. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk about is um I have seen in the comments people saying, well, Chloe's music just isn't for me. I'm, in my 30s, I'm in my 40s. It's just not for me. I can't hear it. And I'm like, that does not exactly make sense because pop music, the foundations of it, the bones of it has not fundamentally changed in 60 years. Really, the format, the genre, the structure, the song music structure that most of us pop girlies, the pop girls and the pop boys, what we react to really got developed and refined in the 50s, and we're still loving it today. That's why if you take a look, I actually decided to do this to look at the charts from the Billboard Hot 100 charts from, the 70s and look at the Billboard Hot 100 charts from today and compare the pop songs. They're not that different. The biggest songs last year were like As It Was, About Damn Time, right? Easy on Me. Those songs sound old, but they're still hits in 2022, from that, those are the top songs of the year because we're primed to react a certain way. So I'm always, people try to come for me over that age shit. I freaking brush that shit off because you know what Kimberly knows? Her fucking pop music. The other thing is, if you look here, these are the top songs from 1973. You know who you see in 1973? Elton John. You know who you see in the top songs from 2022? Elton John. And by the way, that song, the Dua Lipa Elton John Cold Heart fucking goes with the Rocket Man sample still hits because the bones are the same. Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. People still react. Okay. Now, you know where the actual innovation is really happening in hip hop. Yeah. So I feel very confident in my ability to assess the creative output of like a Chloe, but I don't really be talking about a lot of rap because I don't, right? Like I don't never hear no NBA Youngboy songs. I cannot name a little baby song because that stuff, it doesn't, is like, so I honestly can't give you no real criticism of that because it's doing different stuff. The other thing is just started reading Switched on Pop's book about pop music. Really interesting, by the way. And when people upset the traditional pop music formula and do it in a good way, it like explodes. And one of the examples that they use for that is Rihanna's We Found Love. Like her tapping into like a different kind of song structure and using like different sounds and like working with Calvin Harris to do that. Like when you upset the formula and like people, because they're like, oh my God, my brain. But you really have to be on it. Um, oh yeah. And the other thing is like one of my favorite songs right now, it's been my favorite song for like a month or whatever, is Nonsense by Sabrina Carpenter. And Nonsense by Sabrina Carpenter sounds like 2005, but like in a good way, in a fun way. because, like, everything just keeps repeating. Okay. Yeah. What's funny is Chloe's gonna drive y'all crazy in terms of her making music y'all want her to make. She references Mike Dean and Imogene Heap as musical inspirations. I love Imogene Heap. I love Khalees. Like hide and seek, bitch. The problem is not that she is making music that she wants to make, it's that it's forgettable. It's unremarkable. Like that's the criticism. If Chloe made an album of just weird, interesting, experimental songs, there probably wouldn't be all this dialogue. Actually, what people are responding to is the genericism of the output. Okay. All right. A couple more things. First albums. There was some first album talk the last time I was on here. I, of course, then, as I mentioned earlier, had to go back and put together a collage of my favorite first albums. Um, just spectacular. And actually, when I spent the time going through, I realized that a lot of the biggest artists in music had great first albums. A lot of the people that we consider to be iconic today had great first albums. Like they came out the gate swinging. And so when I hear people say, oh, well, it's normal, it's not really that normal for people who go on to be superstars. It's not really that normal. Usually people who are exceptional come out exceptional. That's more of the norm. The people who are at the top of the music industry. So anyways, I put together this and I had a whole nostalgia fest because I just was like, whoa, like these people are crazy, crazy talented. Okay. Yeah, Ari Shea Butter Baby she get. Yeah, so good. Yeah, Janelle Monae. One day I will do the Janelle Monae. We'll have the conversation. We'll have it. We'll have it. All right, let's move on. But there are occasions where people are able to grow into their talent, so I didn't want to neglect that. So here is a collage of people who maybe they had okay first albums, maybe they had bad first albums, or boring or generic first albums. Maybe the first album just like did not hit. And then they had some follow-ups, and that's where they found their true success. And there's a lot of people I really love on here. Obviously, like Janet. I don't love Aaliyah's first album. I think it's cool, but like One in a Million is the Aaliyah album. With Usher, he had a couple of albums working with Diddy before, and then he did the My Way album, which is when he had his first hits. But to me, like the Usher is like becoming a really big star album is 8701. And then after 8701, we get the global phenomenon of Confessions. That's the turning point for him. Obviously, we know Rihanna with Good Girl Gone Bad. Solange made an album when she was like literally 15. That has some good songs, but not really. Katy Perry's Teenage Dream to me is a perfect pop album. I don't love Section 80, which is Kendrick Lamar's first album. I know, whatever. But I am a Good Kid, Mad City stan. Like, breathtakingly brilliant. I don't think Jasmine Sullivan has any horrible albums, but I do think that reality show is when it's like, oh crap, we have to listen to this woman. I definitely was not fucking with Tyler the Creator before Flower Boy. Not at all. No. Casey Golden Hour. Okay, so Casey's first album is fine to me. Like it's whatever, country music. Golden Hour is that girl. I say this all the time. PJ Morton Gumbo, one of my favorite concert experiences. Um, People are like, "Oh, where's Ariana Grande's Yours Truly on my incredible debuts?" Yours Truly is fine. It's not crazy great to me, but obviously Ariana Grande like made the turn in the Sweetener era, and then following up Sweetener with Thank You Next really exploded her star status. And Thank You Next is a really good record, by the way. Doja Cat, Amala was her first album, but Hot Pink is where things really took off. Dua Lipa's self-titled debut is fine, but Future Nostalgia had the hits, but also had me in a chokehold. Okay, this is something you probably have not heard of Alex Isley before, but Alex Isley gets so much play in my home. Like Marigold, incredible. And finally, there's Steve Lacy on there who has, since he was like literally a child, was producing for all kinds of people. But Gemini Writes, baby. Right, he's had albums before, but Gemini Writes, that girl, for sure. So, I said that to say that I am not writing Chlöe off at all, whatsoever. I think she has all of the parts. We just need to add a few more pieces to the puzzle, put it together in a more coherent way, in a way that best suits who she is as an artist, what her desires are, her strengths. And then we can, really get going. We can really take it to the next level. It's just a matter of stuff coming together. Okay. Alex Isley is so talented. Future Nostalgia. Okay. What was Rihanna's first album? I think it's called Music of the Sun. Okay. Oh, I think, another one. Well, I know we're having all this conversation about Chloe and Halle, but I liked The Kids Are All Right. I feel like Ungodly Hour was where everything came together for Chloe and Halle. So artists can grow for sure. For sure. Anything else? Okay. I'm going to are y'all arguing about whether or not Chloe's light skin in the chat? Is that what's happening? I would say so, but I don't know what y'all's complexion spectrum is. I don't know. Okay. What else? Casey is a good pick. Yeah. Okay. So finally, we're gonna end it here. I already talked about in the last live stream I did. I talked about how much I'm in love with Coco Jones. I have to today talk about how I'm in love and obsessed with Victoria Monet. And we're gonna watch the opening of her first solo concert, and y'all will see. Dude, that's why Victoria is my girl. Anyways, y'all should watch the full set. It is so good. Live vocal, no pre-recorded vocal, choreography, live instrumentation, beautiful outfit. Dancers were killing it. Stage presence. So good. Now, Auntie Cam can't really be going to the standing room only concerts. I'm sorry, I'm bougie. I might make an exception for Victoria Monet. But if she goes on tour, I would consider it. She's great. Victoria Monet is somebody who, her career got stalled by the pandemic, right? Like Jaguar 1 or whatever. The Jaguar album is so good with the kind of vintage, again, if we talk about pop music not really changing, that vintage kind of sound, great. And then the pandemic happened, and then she got pregnant and had a baby. And so she kind of had to like take a step back. But I really am so confident that with Jaguar 2, she's gonna like really have her moment. No pun intended. But moment is triple platinum on the Sonos speakers. Okay? Like I play Moment all the time. That is my jam. All right, that's all I have to say about that, you guys. Oh, it's only 1 hour and 9 minutes. We did it. Okay. Anything else? No, we're not putting Normani and Chlöe against each other. No. Cuz I don't I will say, can I just say I don't think that we need to pit Chlöe and Normani against each other because for me, the thing that makes me have faith in Chlöe and like I would, put a few dollars on her, if I was a betting woman, is like Chlöe will put her head down and work. Like, I think Chlöe does have the fire, does have the passion, does have a desire to just like work it out, work through it, like, push and press. I don't think Normani has that desire, and that's fine. As I mentioned before, it's fine to not have that desire. I think y'all need to just give it up. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine for Normani to say, this world is bullshit. I don't want to deal with that. You can't want it more than she wants it. But Chlöe clearly really wants it. And like I like that. It's the girl boss in me. All right, one more. We're going to peruse the comments one more time. Chlöe has okay, she's going to get there. Big Boss. Yes, I love Big Boss from Victoria Monet. I feel like, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, y'all, will you ever do a reaction to old school albums? That's a that's an idea for sure. Yeah, if Normani is content, I'm content. Like it is what it is. All right, you guys. Thank you for showing up to this live. I actually do think I'm going to put this behind the paywall anyway, because I don't know. Did I really say anything super captivating here? No, I was just going over the thoughts that I've been having over the past couple of days. So if it's gone, it's gone. See you later. Bye.